Hi Mindsphere. We all must have felt tired of our lives, feeling that our lives are a competition, where we see other people who have already progressed, later when they go to college, later when they start working, or maybe people have already gotten married before us. It's as if we are required to continue competing with other people. I once read one of the Dr. Turta's tweet about this is quite controversial and perhaps tough. Life is actually a competition, so don't be soft. He said that, so don't be spoiled and tough. But if you think about it, it could be that the cell phones being studied are also true. In our schools, we have to get them. Good grades must beat thousands of people, hundreds of people to get into your favorite school. When you go to college, it's the same if you don't pass the SNMPTN route. You have to enter the SBMPTN or independent route, which is much more expensive. When you work, you also have to beat other people during recruitment with your skills and networking. Yes, so you can get a job. If you want to get a partner, you also have to compete with other crushes. Apart from us, it is the good-looking ones or maybe the ones who are more like that who win. All of what I said earlier is done by many people, even done by cheating, even taking other people's rights so that they can relax in their old age, so that they can live comfortably, so that they can get a lot of money. Maybe that's it too. Why do people always say, okay, don't be so spoiled. Don't be a soft person. Don't be like tofu and tempeh. Life is hard. You can't lose. But on the other hand, aren't we tired of competing all our lives? Is it true that life is about competition? And if yes or no, how can we win? Well, in this video, I will invite you to answer the question together through an exploration of life that is full of competition. They say so and how to win. Watch the video until the end. The Bureau can get all the wings and don't forget to watch one video every day at Mindsphere. Okay, let's go music first. We have to understand the system in our current life. Our current life system is actually dominated by two things. First, capitalism and meritocracy. I'll explain it simply. So, to live in this world successfully, basically, you have to have capital. Why? You have to have capital because you live in an era of capitalism. What is capitalism? Capitalism is an asset. Well, according to many people, giving is actually money. But there are also many other assets, some such as position, being handsome or beautiful, and also intelligence assets, insider assets, and so on. So there are actually many assets that are needed as long as we live. What is interesting is that there are various kinds of assets. You can see the Mindsphere curriculum. Look at it. It's not taught in schools and that person is sad. Ironically, it's not the last one like me. Maybe those who were born directly at level 2 are because I don't need to worry that I won't be able to get to level 3 tomorrow. Maybe there are also those who are born directly at level 3 or level 4 is given a business directly by their parents, given assets, given billions of rupiah, like Rafathar. He said he had 2 million. Even more, to the point that his parents borrowed it. But there are also those who only live at level 1 and can't even do it because their parents don't have cash flow or may be married very young and he was reckless. Maybe he was born not very good. Well, the problem is that the assets being fought over are not many. This is why economics emerged because of scarcity. Because of scarcity. Because of this scarcity. To get money, to get assets, you have to work, and who need work in the world? This and need assets. It's not just you. There are dozens and maybe even hundreds of other people who need work. Like you and with different levels of assets. Some already have a lot of cassettes. Some also have a few. In order to get a job, we have to have. There are actually many assets, whether they are obtained from experience or from parents or privilege. Hi, but actresses, we must know that we have to be outstanding. We have to have skills. We have to be neat. We have to achieve. We have to have a lot of experience so that companies can take notice. Yes, this is indeed ironic. But this is actually where there are also things that can actually be achieved by many people. Well, this is where the meritocracy system comes in. Who is the best? Who is the most skilled? Who has the most assets? Not just money. Not just privileges. He is the most deserving of getting something. And this doesn't matter what the person's background is. from where if he is good at it and he deserves to get it, then at some point life is a competition. We have to compete with other people, maybe unfairly, to get an asset, fighting and so on. But actually, if you ask whether everything in life is about competition, let's try to return to the real definition first. Competition is actually when we compare something, or when we compare ourselves to something. We want to find out which one is the best, whether it's us or someone else. Well, based on this definition, I can argue that life is a clock. Indeed, many things in life are competitions. But life is not just about competition. Life is not just about comparing one with another, because not everything in life has to be compared, especially if you have a principle not to do certain things, or to do certain things that may not be comparable to other people. Like, for example, does everyone have the same definition of success until finally everyone has to compete? For example, is it true that everyone has to graduate from college, have to work, have to start a business, have to be stable, have to get married, according to 1%? According to the curriculum, it is recommended. Yes, but if there is a job vacancy, there is a life table. The other one whose name is wrong is LED. In my opinion, we are successful when we can travel around the world. But maybe there are people who don't care about traveling around the world. Like me, for example. I don't care about traveling here and there. I don't consider that as a success high. But according to other people, maybe that is success, making it impossible to compare. I can't compete with people who have the same priorities. It may be different according to UGT or some people. Just being able to live and eat well is considered successful. So when people have different definitions of success, they have different goals in life. They have different philosophies. They have different principles in life. Whether it's just an ordinary philosophy of life that we discuss, or Stoic life philosophy, or our life philosophy. Biscuits. Yes. Yes. Tomorrow. 2. Life can't be called a competition because it might not be apple to apple, man. Well, I want to explain one of the concepts that I think is interesting about the book by Science Inex entitled The Infinite Game. In my opinion, life is not like a fixed game. Like, for example, a basic game of soccer, chess, Leah. There are rules, the time of the game, who the players are. It's clear that all data games are like that. Right. Ottoman mobile genset open games that are clearly there. Hi. And even if cheating like that, huh? Yeah. Maybe if you get caught, you'll be kicked out of the game. Yeah. It's just a matter of skill to be the best in the game. Well, life isn't like that. Our life isn't a fixed game, but an infinite game. The rules aren't fixed. No one knows what they'll get, how long to stay alive, rival changing players. Changing assets can also be a change. Maybe now you want to learn how to make a GTA game, digital marketing and so on, which are more popular. Maybe in the next 5 years, this skill will be like hotcakes. Everyone will be able to master it. Maybe you can win now, but you can't necessarily win in the future. Just like MindSphere. Right now we have 2.2 million subscribers. Maybe in 5 years we won't be relevant. There are already a lot of content creators and we can't survive. So life is like an infinite game. There are no rules like that. So how do we get it to be in quotation marks to win? Actually, I don't really like the word win. If there is the word win e-cash, there will be someone who loses, which is true at some point. But I prefer it. How do we get it to be in quotation marks to win? Survive. How can we achieve our goals in the future? Because in my opinion, life is not always about competition. So, what is the best way to answer the question above? How can we survive so that we can achieve well? First, find out your true purpose in life. Find out your life principles. How does each person define success? People's goals are different. Datweiler can find the definition of success first. In your opinion, it is based on your life goals. And I think if you talk about financial freedom, it might feel stressful. Well, your life goals are not just about money. Your money is actually the main point. One by one, we often discuss money, but actually, money is a tool. Like, the important thing is actually, what are you going to do when you get money? Not just keep collecting the money. Okay, but what are you going to do when you get money? Well, this is where SAS is for you to determine any life goals. Money is one way, but what you think about is not the money. Right, I want to have $1 million as a gift. But when you have the money, what do you want to do? For example, you want to travel, like I said earlier, or you want to go on the Hajj pilgrimage to see your father. Or maybe you want to focus on worldly things, like buying a PC, and so on. That's all I think for everyone. As long as you don't hurt other people or take other people's rights, making any goals is fine. Just make them smart, specific, realistic, and also determine when you want to achieve those goals. At the age of 34-50 the important thing is to be realistic. Actually, I have a free website for you. For those of you who don't know your purpose in life, you can use it. It's worth it. Be strong. This crisis is free, Badui. You can get it in the comment section. The first one is Ginger. Determine your purpose in life. Determine your principles in life. You determine the philosophy of life. The second look. Yes, the issue is to do the same as the name of this YouTube channel. Yes, the name of this YouTube channel is 1%. Right. Actually, in my opinion, it's simple to achieve your goals. What you do is a simple thing. It's not always easy, but simple is. By lying to yourself, you graduate not even 1% better than the day before. So instead of thinking about competing with other people, how to beat this person, how to beat that person, how to grab here, grab there, compete with other people, maybe we can start to compete with ourselves. Competing with ourselves makes us more enthusiastic. We don't get irritated. We don't get jealous because we are actually competing with our previous selves. So we want to be better. Well, that's what I think. Okay. So every day you can ask about aspects. What the heck from myself that I have developed since yesterday at least? Mindsphere better than yesterday. Well, if you are confused about where to start, you can start from me from Kadiri's most valuable asset. What is it? If from the curriculum, 1% is physical and mental with you. Okay. Physically and mentally you can earn money. You enter level 1 of the curriculum. Mindsphere has cash flow. You save emergency funds. Then like you are level 3. You can focus on UAS, virtuality, couples and so on. You can start a business. After that, to improve the welfare of yourself and others and also consumers, you know, and also employees, you know. So, starting from the simplest thing, which is physical and mental, and you can do this. I'll give you a second gift. You can access the free website from 1%, the title of which is a guide to physical health and living a full life, and you can explore there. This machine can be accessed in the comments and in the description. Finally, if you feel like you've done various things and you feel like you've failed, finally, I want to say that it's okay to fail. Muslims who watch this video are Genzi and want it to be as easy as whatever you want, no matter how old you are. It's okay if, for example, you are still in where you experience failure. The most important thing is actually to accept the failure and difficulties that occur, because life is also likely to have difficult phases. I have experienced several difficult phases in life, but what can make me rise is one of them. The other one is when I step forward. It's actually okay to feel the difficulties. Just make sure you step forward. Change requires a process, and sometimes we have to be in a place with difficult trials and then realize that, oh, it turns out I need help, and that's what I feel too. Well, when I was at the lowest point in my life, if you wanted to support Mindsphere and you wanted to try consulting with a mentor or Mindsphere psychologist, who knows? Maybe you could get enlightenment that might be similar to mine. You could tell me anything about your life without, I'm afraid of being rude because maybe not all my friends are so generous. Maybe sometimes we need a stranger who is ready to listen to our stories to be a safe place to buy stories about our past. And coincidentally, at the end of the month, there is a discount. So use the code. This discount is already on the screen before it runs out. Okay. For those who are interested, immediately click the link in the bio or description and make another one. No, keep watching. Mindsphere Man. Thank you for supporting Mindsphere until now. And Tanki has also watched this video until the end of the word. Gavena.